What do we think? Because there's some indications in the paper that Mr Sunak is saying, look, I want to make sure the rest of this government's term is about tax cutting and is about having more money in your pocket. Are we going to actually hear anything to push us in that direction?
I think it's difficult to say until the spring statement comes out later on this week. I think Rishi Sunak is certainly keen to push a narrative that this government wants to lower taxes in the long term, because, of course, we've got the national insurance contributions rises happening. We've had rises to corporation tax and things like that, sort of maybe unconservative measures. So he's certainly keen to push a message that the goal of this government is to lower taxes in the long term, but I'm unsure whether or not we'll see that in the spring statement.
So it's all about messaging rather than action at the minute?
Yes, because really, at the moment, that's probably all the Chancellor can do. Obviously, we've got the situation in Ukraine, which is going on, the cost of living crisis. We're coming off the back of the pandemic, where we've seen huge increase in government spending. And the Chancellor wants to send signals that perhaps the state won't be as interventionist in all crises that come.
I'm not saying this. I'm going to try and phrase this carefully, Albie, because is it possible that some of the financial situation that we're in now is the war is allowing a little smokescreen to cover up perhaps mistakes which might have been made in the last 2 to 3 years? That's not to say that the war is a good excuse. Everybody would agree it's a terrible turn of events. But does something like this act as a little sort of help to governments in this situation if they've got financial mistakes to hide?
I don't know that it necessarily helps with financial mistakes, but certainly with other issues like Partygate, no one is talking about Partygate anymore. So I would agree with you when it comes to maybe smaller issues like Partygate, but on the financial situation, it's absolutely right to say that the country's public finances are in a difficult position with inflation rising. We spent in December 2021 about £8.1 billion on servicing our debt interest. In December 2020, that figure was £5.4 billion. If you extrapolate £8.1 billion across 12 months, that's almost £100 billion just on servicing debt. That is almost as much as we spend on education, more than we spend on defence, and just over half of the NHS budget just on interest payments.